TTC, Niner Empire, what's up? Y'all know who this is. It's really the only time I could find to do this video, you know, between work, my girls, being sick, all this other shit. You know, there's just ends up not being enough time in the day. But I'm dropping this video, week 10. We got the Giants coming to town. I heard that we're 1.5 point favorites. Who knows? Kickoff the line could go to even or give them a slight advantage. But I know this is the only game, so far this year we've been favored. I believe it's only a second game in maybe 2 seasons that we've gone into being favored. You know, so I don't want to hear this shit. Well, you get 3 points at home and stuff like that. No, because on paper, if you look, I know we're not going by paper, and I can understand why they're favoring us by 1.5 points, because if you look on paper, what'd the Giants spend, like $200 million on defense? Or something like that? They do have weapons on that offense. You know, Obigay, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram is proven to be a really, really great pick for him. You know, the only part of their offense that they really seems like they've neglected and haven't, I don't know if maybe they've tried signing running backs and nobody wants to go there, or if they've just neglected it altogether. But not having a running game, even with all those weapons, could hurt them. Now, I'm hearing all the shit that's coming out in Giant Land about, you know, wackadoo, throwing players under the bus, suspending players. Nobody trusts the dude. That's just a recipe for disaster. You know, I mean, the players, well, some of our players, when Harbaugh was here, some of them thought he was a hard ass. Okay, he's your head coach. Of course he's going to be a little hard. But everybody respected the man. But then they also saw the shit that was going on with him and Balky, button heads and all this shit, and it just led to bad work environment. You know, so no matter how much talent you have on a team, if there's shit going on behind the scenes that can affect the way the play is on the field, you're going to be in for a long season. Because on paper, to be honest with you, on paper, especially with that defense, the Giants should be fighting for a division title right now and a playoff spot. And that's just me keeping it honest. But like I say, you got all this shit going down with their head coach. You know, as a head coach, how are you asked a question at a press conference about what did you tell your players at halftime as far as adjustments, and you just look like a deer in the headlights? Ooh, that's not a coach. That's not a head coach. Next time, Giants don't promote from within. I don't give a fuck if he was Sheila's play caller. Do not promote from within. Honestly, go out, find you a proven head coach. I know Shanahan wasn't a proven head coach, but I have noticed in the past a lot of these proven head coaches, you know, if they're in a little bit of a slump right now and some people are looking at him like, oh, he's a trash coach or shit like that, maybe a change of scenery and a different team, especially with one like the Giants. You get a coach, you know, with the ready-made team like the Giants, and you guys are going places. And I hate to say that. Now, on the other side of the coin, you know, we're coming in this game 0-9. We got like 20 people on goddamn IR. You know, we're a fucking banged up MASH unit right now. Really bad. I know we've got a few injured players that didn't show up on the final injury report that have been practicing and things like that. I'm not expecting them to play. I don't think Joe Staley's gonna play unless he absolutely wants to. Joe's a fucking monster, though. You know, it's going to be hard keeping him out if he feels he can go. I understand the doctors may not clear him, but, you know, Joe almost charged a field in street clothes yesterday and last week and beat someone's ass for fucking smacking the quarterback in the head. So, I'm hoping we get him back as soon as possible. I'm hearing this shit that Jimmy G could play this game. Personally, I don't want to see it. I really don't. Me personally, I don't want to see him play at all this season. But then there's another part to this, that we brought him in for a reason. They feel he can be our franchise quarterback. And if that's the case, we are going to have to play him a few weeks to see what we have in him. It's not what I want to do. I think we should save him for next season, hit free agency, beef up this offensive line, and then roll Jimmy G out. We have a franchise tag we can use on a man if we need to. I know it's going to be a lot. I know it's, but at the same, on the same token, we've slapped the franchise tag on him. He's performing well, say through the first 4-5 weeks of the season. There's a long-term contract. So, I'm hoping our running game gets going. We were way too off balanced last week. Way too off balanced. I think Beathard dropped back like 51 times and Hyde ran the ball maybe, 10 or 12? And he had a lot of receiving, he had career high in receptions and receiving yards, but, and I know running backs catching the ball is a staple of Shanahan's offense, but I would like to see us run the ball more. Play with more balance, keep teams guessing, because then the play action works more. Beathard's got to learn to get rid of the ball faster too. Some of them hits and some of them sacks were on him. Not everything was on our offensive line. Yes, the interior of our offensive line has been playing like shit, but not everything has been on them. Beathard really has to learn to get rid of the rock sooner. Our receiving core is hurt. 2 of our starters are fucking out. So, our starting tight end's out. So this game's going to be rough. We got 2 teams really struggling right now. Who knows which way this game's going to go? I think this is our first win of the season here. I've been saying it all season, but I'm going to keep saying it. That's who I am as a fan. That's part of my fanhood. We'll see on Sunday what happens. I heard it's a nationally televised game. Don't ask me why a 1-7 and 0-19 were nationally televised, but that's what it is. So, that's really all I got. I think this might be a close game. I don't think we're going to see blowout from either side. So, not much else I could really say, except, go Niners. Fuck the Giants.